Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where courtroom chaos meets pure internet insanity. Today's case is one of those moments that perfectly shows what happens when confidence collides headfirst with reality. Meet Take One, a self-proclaimed do not detain legend who believes traffic laws are more like suggestions than actual rules. According to him, driver's licenses are optional, vehicle registration is a government trick, and police authority somehow disappears if you simply say the magic words, "I'm just traveling." Sounds ridiculous, right? Well, buckle up, because what begins as a routine traffic stop for suspicious license plates quickly spirals into one of the most bizarre legal performances you'll ever witness. The officer thinks he's dealing with a normal roadside situation, but Take One has other plans. And by the end of this encounter, one thing becomes painfully obvious: reality doesn't negotiate.
Over, Officer Clear Sheriff's. I ran your plate. It's coming back to like a white Subaru. Is that a specialty Florida plate? What is that?
No, it's a private plate.
A private plate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's because, I mean, when I run a Florida with that, like I said, it comes back a white Subaru. Do you have any, like,
yes, sir,
registrations?
1 second, also. Oh, shit.
You got your driver's license and insurance on this as well?
Yes, sir. I just have this right here. Here you go.
You got a license as well?
This is all I got, sir. Here you go.
Have a driver's license or no?
No.
Alright, so what info do you have on the vehicle?
Well, I own this vehicle.
No, I'm saying, do you have any, like, registration, something like that?
Oh, no.
Because, like I said, when I'm running the plate, it's coming back to a completely different vehicle.
Oh, no, this is not even a Florida plate. Like, far as, like, a registered plate, this is a private plate.
So what's it registered? What's the vehicle registered?
It's not even registered, sir.
So you can't drive an unregistered vehicle in the United States.
No, I'm just traveling, sir.
So you don't have a driver's license, you don't have, is there any particular reason why?
Like, I like to exercise my constitutional right just to travel, you know.
Okay.
No.
Alright, just hang tight, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now listen carefully, because this is where the situation starts to unravel. The officer calmly approaches the vehicle and immediately notices something strange. The license plate doesn't match anything in the system. Instead of a legitimate registration, it comes back tied to a completely different vehicle. Naturally, the officer asks a simple question: is this a specialty plate? But Take One proudly announces that it's a private plate. Not registered. Not recognized. Just something he decided to put on the car himself. That alone is already a problem, but things get even worse when the officer asks for a driver's license and registration. Take One calmly admits he doesn't have either one. No license. No registration. No insurance. In his mind, he doesn't need any of it. Why? Because he claims he's not driving, he's traveling. And right there, the officer realizes this isn't confusion. This is full-blown sovereign citizen logic.
Tracks. They're not looking for birth certificates, social security cards, none of that. They're looking for your exact contract you have with the state. Yeah, they contemplate right now. They're like, what the heck? What the hell is this? Told you, a lot of police ain't never seen this before. They come up, do not detain, and all that. They're like, what the hell? It's all foreign to them. Look, no kids in the back, none of that. Cause the last time they was like, oh, they let you go because your wife, your kids is in the back.
Wow.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on? So where do you live?
I live in the United States of America Republic.
Okay, but where's your residence, your house?
The United States of America Republic.
Okay, so where are you heading right now?
The United States of America Republic.
Alright, so are you just, you don't want to answer? Or?
No, that's where I live, sir. I don't.
Okay, so like basically the problem is I understand what you're saying, like
yes, sir.
You're practicing your constitutional right to travel, but in the United States you still have to have vehicles, still have to be registered and stuff like that. You can't just not registered. I mean, so what happens if you crash? I mean, this is a nice car, right?
Yes.
So if you have no insurance, what happens? What do you think is going to happen?
I'll have to personally compensate that person.
You end up losing everything you own is the problem.
I understand that, but you know, I still would, as a man, you know, give them
but
exactly.
See, the problem is in the United States of America, all 50 states, they require you to insure your car. So that doesn't happen.
Okay.
So you don't have any insurance. Have you ever been arrested before?
No.
You've never been arrested?
No.
So that's when I looked up your name, and I seen that you have.
Here's the thing about sovereign citizen arguments, they sound deep until you actually think about them. Take One proudly explains that he's exercising his constitutional right to travel, a phrase you'll hear repeated again and again like a broken record. But here's the reality bomb. The right to travel does not mean the right to operate an unregistered vehicle on public roads. That's like saying freedom of speech means you can shout threats in an airport. It doesn't work that way. Yet Take One stands there confidently explaining his internet law degree while the officer patiently listens. You can practically see the moment the officer realizes he's not dealing with someone confused about the law, he's dealing with someone who genuinely believes the law simply doesn't apply to him. And when that realization hits, the entire traffic stop shifts from routine enforcement to something much stranger. Clip 3. Now the conversation takes an even stranger turn. When asked where he lives, Take One gives an answer that sounds philosophical but actually means absolutely nothing. According to him, his residence is simply the United States of America Republic. Not a city. Not a state. Not even a street address. Just a vague phrase repeated over and over like it's some kind of legal shield. The officer tries to reason with him, explaining that if someone crashes their car without insurance, the consequences can destroy lives financially. Take One shrugs it off, insisting he would personally compensate anyone he harmed as a man. That might sound noble, but it completely ignores the legal system designed to prevent exactly that situation. At this point, the officer is still calm, still professional, still trying to explain reality. But the gap between logic and Take One's beliefs is growing wider by the second.
I gotta figure this out. I want to run the VIN off the door.
It's right here. The VIN number.
I'm not gonna scratch your car up trying to.
No. You don't have to scratch it. You can just look.
I need you to step up.
I can't.
Why can't you?
Because.
Are you physically unable, or what's wrong?
I can't because the VIN number's right there, sir.
Okay, so I have to compare the VIN spots to make sure that this vehicle is not stolen. Because as of right now, I don't know anything about the vehicle. You haven't given me any info.
Because the VIN number right there, you see on the side right there?
I want to compare the VIN in certain spots. That's the thing. If you want to be able to be free to travel about your way, you have to let me verify this vehicle's not stolen.
I understand that, sir, but the VIN number right there. That's
what I'm worried. I don't need to just see that VIN. I need to see other VINs. So there's multiple spots for this. There's a VIN, and if I compare them and they come out to be legit, that I can verify that this vehicle's not stolen. Right now, that's my main concern, to make sure this vehicle's not. But I want to make sure this is your vehicle, that's all.
But that VIN, you see that VIN right there?
I understand, but you haven't given me any information.
Alright guys, this is where things start getting tense. The officer now wants to verify the vehicle's VIN number, a completely normal step used to confirm the car isn't stolen. But suddenly Take One refuses to cooperate. According to his reasoning, allowing the officer to inspect the vehicle would somehow violate his personal freedom. Let that sink in for a second. The officer is simply trying to confirm the car legally belongs to him, and Take One treats it like a constitutional crisis. Meanwhile, the officer explains patiently that multiple VIN locations must be checked to verify the vehicle. Without registration or paperwork, that's the only way to confirm ownership. But Take One refuses to step out of the vehicle, repeating the same arguments over and over. What started as a paperwork issue is now slowly transforming into something far more serious.
You are. So at this point, we're going to have to place you in custody. I'm going to have to ask you to come out. Now, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this to make things worse. I understand you're practicing your constitutional right, but I'm also doing my job as a police officer. Okay. So I've been very calm with you. I've listened to what you had to say, and I also am trying to get the reciprocating respect. I'm not going to try to wrestle you out of the car. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to I'm going to have to take you to verify who you are, and then, you can be on your way. But I have to take you in and have your fingerprints.
I can't. I just gave you my ID.
No, see, the thing is I need to see your fingerprints, dude, because you're not telling me where you live. You're not telling me anything.
That's my address.
Okay, I understand. You're not telling me where you live. And the United States is not an address. I'm being very calm with you. I'm being very respectful.
Yes, sir.
But I also have to do my job, and I don't want. I'm not trying to wrestle with you. Okay?
I understand, sir.
And I'm not trying to do that because that's not right.
But I still live outside of y'all jurisdiction, sir. I don't.
Actually, you don't. You're in Cook County right now. You're inside my jurisdiction. All of Cook County is my jurisdiction. We're in Cook County.
I understand that.
In Illinois, in the United States of America.
I understand that, but personal. I'm not inside your jurisdiction. Personally, there's no personal jurisdiction.
And now we reach the boiling point. The officer finally explains that because Take One refuses to cooperate and cannot verify his identity or vehicle ownership, he will have to be placed in custody. Even at this stage, the officer remains incredibly calm, practically begging for cooperation. He explains that fingerprints are needed because Take One refuses to provide a real address. But Take One doubles down on the same argument, claiming he lives outside the officer's jurisdiction. That's when the officer delivers the reality check of the day. Jurisdiction isn't something you personally agree to. It's determined by location and law. And right now, Take One is sitting in Cook County, Illinois, which absolutely falls under that officer's authority. Still, Take One refuses to accept it, repeating his mantra like it's going to magically override the legal system.
I don't want this to go sideways, okay?
I understand that, sir.
I just need you to step out.
Sir, I can't, sir.
Are you? Why are we making this more difficult than it needs to be?
Sir, I'm just saying, I'm outside y'all jurisdiction. You know, I'm not trying to cause any issues.
You're 100% in my jurisdiction. I guarantee you. A judge will 100% agree with me. Okay? If you were outside my jurisdiction, I wouldn't be stopping you right now. Okay? I would not. You'd be moving on with your life. Okay?
Yeah, sir, I can't. I'm sorry, sir, I can't. Sir, I can't.
Listen, all right, can you please shut the vehicle off right now?
Sir,
can you please shut the vehicle off? We're gonna do baby steps, okay? I'm gonna need you to shut the vehicle off. All right? So I'm gonna need you to come out. I'm gonna open your door because you're gonna need to come out.
I can't.
Okay? I'm gonna need you to come out. What did I tell you? I'm being respectful with you, okay? But I also, at this point, I have to place you in custody because you're not under our law in Cook County, in the state of Illinois, in the United States. You're not driving with a proper driver's license, okay?
Sir,
I understand what you're saying, and you have every right to fight that, but it's going to be in court. It's not going to be with me.
Yeah, I don't have jurisdiction, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again.
Sir, I can't.
I really don't want this to go. You know what's going to happen. Okay. As of right now, I'm going to tell you right now, as of right now, you have done nothing majorly wrong, okay? You have done nothing majorly wrong. If we have to rescue you out of the vehicle, it's just going to escalate, okay? I don't want to escalate. I want you, after we're done with all this, to go home, okay? That's what I want you to do. I want you to go home, wherever it is you live, okay? But right now, you have to come with me. Okay?
No, sir, I can't. Hold on one second. I can't agree to it, sir.
But here's the problem, though. If I have to extract you from this vehicle and you're resisting, I'm going to add a resisting charge. Now, I don't want to do that. Right now, this is all traffic-related. This is all traffic-related nonsense. That's all paperwork issue. Okay? So I'm going to need you to come out.
I'll get my phone from you.
Well, we'll get your phone in a minute. If you step outside, we'll get your phone. We're going to talk. We're going to talk like...
Now the officer makes one final attempt to avoid escalation. He calmly asks Take One to turn off the vehicle and step outside so the situation doesn't spiral further. He even explains that at this moment Take One hasn't committed anything major, mostly traffic violations and paperwork issues. But if the officer has to physically remove him from the vehicle, the charges will escalate quickly. That's a fair warning and an opportunity to cooperate. Unfortunately, Take One chooses pride over common sense. He refuses again and again, insisting he's outside their jurisdiction. The officer patiently explains that if Take One truly believes that, the place to argue it is court, not the side of the road. But instead of accepting that reality, Take One continues digging the hole deeper with every word.
No, my name, Taquan.
Taquan, I'm sorry, I read it off the thing. So you say you're a traveler?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. What do you call home?
Where I live?
Yeah.
Yes, the United States of America Republic.
Okay. Is there anything that you can give me that's more specific to that?
Like the United States of America Republic. I live outside of the United States territories.
You live outside of it?
Yes, sir.
You have like a geographic location that you can share?
It's the natural country. It's the country. It's America. It's the United States of America Republic.
I mean, here's the deal. You got a nice car.
Thank you.
You got a nice phone. You're obviously well kept. I'm just